Digest.
It's the Hoe Rogan Podcast.
Kristen and Allie by day, Hoe Rogan by night.
Oh, hey ho. Hi ho. I don't even remember the song. It's
Hi
off.
ho.
Hi ho. It's off to work we go.
Which never happened for me. I've never had a job.
No, me neither. That's the whole point of doing stuff like this.
Yeah. I would never in a million years.
Yeah, it's
able
off
to.
from work we go.
Yeah.
Oh, hi ho, hi ho. Well, welcome to the Hoe Rogan Podcast.
It's our first episode.
Yes.
And we're
Very
excited. And we're doing an homage to Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Everyone wants the Joe Rogan of the left, the Joe Rogan of women, the Joe Rogan of whatever. No one wants anything, called anything else.
I feel like I just heard a bunch of people saying nobody wants the female Hoe Rogan. Like nobody wants the women of Hoe Rogan of Joe Rogan.
And half the people are like, we don't want the Joe Rogan of the left. He's evil, which is such a ridiculous thing to think because he actually just puts anyone on his podcast. That's his whole thing.
Yeah, anybody.
Left, right,
Maybe us one day. He's like, we'll put on anybody but them.
Yeah, except them. They are atrocious.
But we're doing this podcast and we're comics in New York and it's got like the Joe Rogan vibe where we're open-minded.
Yeah,
but
I guess think differently because we're normal
than people in the city.
Yeah, but we think we're moderate, but
right. So we're pretty moderate, but
that
because
means far right at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would never be, I know I would never be doing this podcast if we weren't pushed. Like we were pushed and shoved for like, I don't know, 5 years.
Well, and pushed and shoved from even just having debates, like from even just saying an opinion.
Right.
Or even like, a political affiliation. You're not even allowed to say that. That's like getting right into it, the Sydney Sweeney thing, which we're also doing a little...
We just happen to be wearing denim.
Yeah, this is
not
just
on purpose.
Our jeans as white girls, apparently, and it's very offensive.
The thing is, these are horrible jeans. I have awful jeans. This is from like
These
Forever
are like
21.
1980s style. But so are hers. Like, that's what's funny. The jeans she's wearing aren't even hot. It's just that she's hot.
Right. She's hot.
No one's even looking at the jeans. That's what a good commercial does. It makes you not even look at the product because the person is so hot. But that's gone from society.
Well, it's gone, but also, obviously, she looks great in the jeans. But when I was looking for something denim to put on, I realized it's very hard to look hot in denim. And obviously, that's why everyone's mad and they're just saying it's because of Nazis, but it's really because they're not as attractive.
Yeah.
But I'm putting on this denim stuff. I'm like, I
good.
don't feel attractive at all.
No, you feel like you should be going
So
to
now I hate Sydney Sweeney. So I'm like, it is Nazi propaganda. I look ugly in denim.
Yeah, you forced us to buy this stuff and it looks hideous. We look like we belong at a hoedown. Hoedown. That's perfect. Or like a rodeo. Yeah, this is a look. I mean, when was this a thing? Like was 80s? Was denim a thing in the 80s?
80s, I think the early 90s.
Where people had full,
Like the denim jacket that was full 1980s.
There was Britney and Justin Timberlake and their denim.
Oh, right. But then in the early
outfit.
2000s.
Yeah, denim always creates a stir.
But
It's always a big deal.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
But nobody wants to throw back to Britney and Justin.
Well, now the throwback's funny.
Their denim look. That was a horrible. He's wearing like a denim fedora
cowboy hat.
or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It might have been a fedora. She might have been fedora. He might have been cowboy hat.
No, I think he was, yeah. It's a mixture. It's one of those maybe ones that turns in.
Okay. Yeah, they were both actually. I mean, they've had some struggles since that night. So they're both maybe on. Well, Justin Timberlake kind of went up and is now coming back down.
Yeah.
And Britney kind of went down and then came back
Just
up.
stayed down.
Well, she came up in the Free Britney movement, but then I think everyone was like, we maybe shouldn't have freed Britney. She's really not well, it seems.
Well, what's crazy is the amount of likes that people give to her posts that are obviously unhinged. And they're
it's
encouraging.
The same dance over and over. It's a crazy
spinning.
spinning belly out. Yeah.
She's spun herself into the ground like a top. It's like
Do you
she's almost
remember-
like a wine bottle opener, just like going deeper into her wood floor. Like
Literally, there's that Turkish religion, I can't remember what they are, where they just spin and spin and spin. Yeah, she should join that. Would be appropriate. Well, Sydney Sweeney, the thing about it is, Trump just made a statement because no one has known her political affiliation. because she's clearly on the right. If you're on the left, you wear it on your sleeve. If you're
Right.
on the right, you are not allowed to say it. You
Well, right.
shut up and
That's-
work and try to keep your job.
That's what's interesting is it's the opposite of what you would think. Because if people on the right were actual Nazis and whatnot, you would want to be wearing that emblem, not the Hitler logo, but like making it loud and clear.
Yeah.
Whereas like,
I mean, the outfits were pretty hot, actually. I think they were made by Hugo Boss or something.
yeah,
They really were.
good
But
leather
yeah.
boots.
Yeah,
Really great leather
definitely
boots.
quality items.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we're going to get canceled already
I know,
after
I
the
know.
first one.
Well, I think I know why the Nazis were so angry.
Why?
Because it looks like their clothes were made out of polyester.
Oh, so they were just sweating to
Yeah.
death?
I mean, I'd be angry in that outfit too.
Yeah, and I think they were all on meth.
Yeah.
I think that was the thing. Like before they would do like a big like blitzkrieg or something, they would just like take meth to amp them up.
Right.
Which I guess should make you happier. Who knows?
I feel like an actual Nazi now because I feel,
feel like a
I just did
meth head.
meth. I know, in this denim. I know.
Well, that whole thing has gotten out of control because it's weird. All the models have now been either fat or disabled or a combination of such. And plus, like, it has to have some minority component. Like, it's offensive to just have a hot person now, which is just a really weird place to be in society.
Yeah, I know. I wonder when they were casting how they got to Sydney, if they knew she was conservative.
Oh,
Like if they knew that this was kind of her thing. and
yeah,
it would
that
be
they
a
were really going to
good-
go full controversy.
Yeah. But then they saw that her initials were SS. So they were like, well, we have no choice now.
It's a shoo-in.
It's an SS.
Yeah, we have to do this. I think they did know because there was an incident a little while ago where she went to like a barbecue, and I think like family members had on MAGA hats and people lost their minds. So there probably was an inclination, but it's the best move they ever made because the ad is ridiculous. That already boosted their stock like 20%. And then the controversy, it's like such free advertising with this lunatics.
Well, right. It's doing the opposite
Yeah.
of the intended. It's like, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't give it attention.
If you don't like it, suck the air out of it.
Yeah. Like,
Everyone's
would
doing their
wish I could-
version. Every like fat whatever is like doing their thing in front of the billboards and just giving it more air. It's so crazy. That happens every time when someone gets upset about something. They just, boost sales and drive buyers.
but there's the benefit to the person as well who's mocking it. They can use that for their social media and for how woke they are or whatever.
How they're standing up for the little guy and they're against.
Right.
It's such a funny thing too to be like, we're against Nazis. It's like, yeah, everyone is. Just most of us don't think Sydney Sweeney in an ad represents anything to do with Nazis.
No. But the irony of the whole having like on the UCLA campus, like there was a no Jew zone. Like, why don't you talk about Nazis there?
Yeah, that's
Because-
hilarious. They're
because-
like, that is fine.
Because they're unattractive.
we support, yeah. We support that. That's fine with us. Those Nazis can slay over there. Literally, just get rid of the Jews. That's fine. But one ad, and that seems to be.
and then
yeah.
call everybody conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
For things that are actually real, like vaccine injuries and like
And continue calling
inflated
them
numbers.
conspiracy theorists even after it's been proven.
Right. But then go, no, Nazis. It's like,
That word is so
You're-
overused too. Like Nazis, fascists, end of democracy, every single day. Like there's a, end of world crisis if you, think in one way or another. It's
Right.
so insane.
right. Well, now Sydney Sweeney is a fashionist.
Yes. That is
Fascist
that should be her
fashionist.
response. No, guys, I'm not a fascist. I'm a fashionist.
Does kind of sound trendy.
It does actually. I
Yeah.
mean, why not?
Yeah.
I love everything she does. Creates such a stir. Like it's such an amazing.
Yeah, talk about creates a stir. She leans down, her boobs will create a stir.
Yeah,
like they'll
that's what
stir
the ad-
drinks.
that's
They'll stir everything.
100% what they were talking about with the ad. It's like I have good genes, and they're looking at her boobs.
Right.
It has nothing to do with any of the white qualities. It's that she has huge boobs.
And jeans are blue.
Yeah,
And she's like, in mine
it's a
are blue.
play on words.
It's a play on words.
It's
Do people not know that they're going to be dead someday? Like,
and
there's
then
other
it's not
things
worth
to think
it.
about.
Yeah, that you can actually enjoy life.
Yeah,
No, what I mean, and then you couldn't prove that you're better than everybody else.
exactly.
That's while you're alive, you have to make that show. I I think, too, that they should celebrate the fact, like, she does have huge boobs, and she also has, like, hips. She's kind of a normal girl. There were pictures. She's super hot, obviously. But there were pictures of her when she wasn't made up, just, like, hanging out in her bikini, and everyone literally lost their minds again because they were like, she's not, like, as hot as we thought she was. It's like, guess what? No celebrity is when they're off and hanging out on their own. So we should celebrate that. It's like she's not this stick Kate Moss figure. She's kind of a normal girl that when she gets glammed up is ridiculously hot.
Imagine if she did do a commercial that was for the opposite. It was like, I don't know, she's in like a trans flag or like the LGBTQ flag or something like that.
They'd be in love with her.
Yeah.
She'd be like, yeah.
Nothing to do with blonde hair or blue eyes. Nothing. None of that would come up.
No, not at all. As long as she was wrapped, in a Palestinian flag and like
1,000 flags. As long as you're just
right, the pride flag, the trans flag, the like anything to the left. It's unbelievable. Yeah, the whole world is losing their mind. It's Howard Stern is now getting canceled because of his politics. When clearly, Sirius doesn't release ratings. They never have. But I don't know a single person who listens to Howard anymore. And I used to listen, and I know a ton of people who used to listen, and they don't. I know that's anecdotal, but clearly his ratings are tanking. He's not interesting. He's like...
It's a pattern. It's not a pattern because of anyone going against democracy. It's a pattern because of ratings and making money, and they can't afford to pay Coward Stern. That's what he should be called,
Nice.
Coward Stern, for going so woke.
Yeah.
They can't afford to pay him $150 million a year or what. Like,
Yeah.
Nobody's listening anymore. They're just going to where the money is.
And they're listening to podcasts, which Howard Stern rails against. He's like, podcasts are so stupid. They're never going to take off. Like, how out of touch are you? You're that out of touch and you think you deserve another $150 million for spewing nonsense like that?
Right.
Like, and it's not just that he's gone woke, which he has. He had Biden on. He clearly like gave him the questions to begin with for the interview. But besides that, he has this whole history. His reputation was made by making fun of disabled people.
Right.
The Whack Pack is 100% just literally crushing people who are already on like the bottom rung of society and doing it to celebrities. Like, I was just reading a whole thing. Dana Plato, who's on that show Give Me a Break, which is, I don't know from when, 70s maybe. It's really old. But she was a child star, and then she was like struggling after the fact with drugs and with getting work. And he had her on and just humiliated her and called her like a has-been, had all of his maniac fans call up and make fun of her, said he was going to drug test her, did all this stuff. And she killed herself.
I was going to say, did she kill herself?
The next day.
Wow.
And I don't think he had any empathy or took any responsibility or has any, form of guilt. He's a bully. And he doesn't give credit to anyone who came before him. He acts like he did it all himself. Like he hated Imus, who clearly was before him. And there were other shock docs before that. Like he did not start that genre.
That's the thing. And it's, when I say the thing is people like Stern, I don't know, doesn't seem like he's really that great of a guy.
No.
He's got to be really loud about how good of a person he is.
Yeah.
Because he's hiding that there's something,
and
he's hiding the fact that she killed, obviously can't hide that, but that she killed herself. It's like he's trying to make up for shit that he's done in the past. Whereas if you were just a decent person, you wouldn't have to go overboard and scream to the world what a good person you are.
Yeah. And he's a sellout because this whole thing was he was anti-establishment to begin with. And then the second he started going mainstream and people accepted him, he wanted to be part of that crowd so badly. He changed all of his views, all of his ideas. And people were like, celebrities who were like, oh, he's actually a really nice, quiet guy. We like vacation with him. We hang out with him. Yeah, because you're famous. He's one of those guys that literally knows to be nice to people who are his level and above. Everyone who I know who's worked or interned for him got paid nothing. Like when they wanted credit for stuff, he'd get mad about that kind of thing. Like he does not treat underlings well at all. And he was one of the people during COVID that was spewing misinformation. I literally heard him say at one point, he was like, if you get COVID, you'll probably die. And he claims to have millions of viewers. It's like, that's what you're going to tell millions of people when the fact was most people got it. They didn't even know they had it. So, I mean, it's an unbelievable thing to think. The other one, like, oh God, we should do a whole episode on how horrible Howard Stern is because we could juxtapose him with Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan literally is like, I give Opie and Anthony credit. I give Howard Stern credit. I give all these people credit who came before me, who got to me to where I am. And he's nothing like those guys. He doesn't actually have to credit them.
Right.
He's like, they opened doors. And all of his friends, he helps. He's like, I want them around me. I want them to be successful. I put unknowns on my show because they're just my buddies. Howard Stern would never do that. He puts A-list people, and he actually had a speech that got like released that somebody taped, illicitly, where he was talking about like Whitney Cummings, I think. And he was like, we gave her a shot. She was a nobody. She's still a nobody. We need A-list people. You guys are going back to nobodies like Whitney. And that's supposed to be like a good friend of him and his wife.
Yeah.
He's a dirtbag.
He's a total dirtbag. And I don't know how you have hair like that or just even a face
Everyone
like that.
says it's a wig.
But even have a face like that and have that level of self-esteem or confidence. It's like, that's
the hair
a lot
is good
of
hair, I would say, but when you mix it with the face,
with the
that's
face,
a good point. It's really hideous.
Yeah, it's a bad combo. But.
Well, also the people that he bullied, like Rosie O'Donnell, who's friends with him, he bullied the hell out of her, but she still hates Trump for bullying her, but she's buddy with Howard Stern.
Yeah.
I mean, he went after so many people, and yeah, in the aftermath, he'll say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that, but only to the people who got more famous as he decided to lay off. The people who who didn't get more famous, he never apologized to.
Yeah, it's interesting because people will say, like, Trump's a bully.
Yeah.
But he's not a bully, in my opinion, whatsoever. He stands up to people doing dumb shit. And then they call him a bully. And it's like, no. He's not unprovoked. You guys are being assholes, and he's calling you out for it, and he's not letting you get away with it. He's not just going after Rosie O'Donnell because she's never fucked with him before.
Right.
It's not like he just picked her out of the blue and was like, I'm going to fuck with this person. Whereas with
100%.
Howard, this woman who killed herself, it's like that's
nothing
bullying.
to him. Well, but also, like I said, the whack pack, that's his big thing, is just bullying these guys who honestly have mental disorders.
Is Stuttering John part of the whack pack?
No, but I don't think he was considered whack pack. This was before I really listened, because I only started listening maybe in 2000, 13 or 14. And his main stream of popularity was before that. But I think he he thought it was hilarious to have a guy on the radio that stuttered. So he made fun of the fact that he had a disability. But I think his intellect was higher than the whack pack. The whack pack honestly are the lowest IQ people. They don't know they're being made fun of. It's a horrible thing to listen to. They have they used to call it Wendy the retard, and now they call it Wendy the slow adult. But they do the exact same thing. They literally are like, did you shit your pants today? That's a segment.
That's why he's coward.
Yes.
Instead of Howard.
Yeah.
Just say the retard. Just say it. You're
because you're not changing any of your behavior towards her. You're just changing the word, which does nothing.
It's actually making it worse because you're putting a stigma on the word by not being able to say it. It's because we don't want any retards to get mad.
Yeah.
It's no, if you just say retard, we know you're not referring to a human that is retarded. You're referring to just someone being dumb.
Yeah, like in Boston, that's how the word was used all the time. It's I think Matt Damon tried to defend the word. And everyone's like, ugh.
Well, I sound like one trying to defend it, but his lack of use of it is weird because it's already showing your junk to the world. We already see you have a small dick.
Yeah.
And then you come back a few years later and you act like that never happened. It's no, I've got a big dick. It's no, we all saw it.
You said it a million times 10 years ago. Yeah.
That's a weird way to talk about Howard Stern.
But he does actually have a small dick. He talks about it.
Yeah,
which is clearly why he is the bully that he is.
Yeah.
But it's exactly what you're saying. When that Kathy Griffin thing happened, where she had the Trump head and she got so much backlash, and to this day she complains about how it ruined her career. Well, she's trying to do something provocative to get everyone to be anti-Trump and to get on that bandwagon. And then when it goes against her, she's like, oh. It's if you play dumb games, you win dumb prizes. What did you expect was going to happen? They could have gone on your side. It could have been a win, but you took the chance and take the loss and don't act like it shouldn't have hurt you in any way. You tried to hurt someone else. It hurt you instead. So you're right. It's maybe Trump is a bully, but he does it in defense usually. If someone's shitty to him, he comes back 20 times harder, and he says that's what he's going to do.
Right, but he's not going to pick on the weaker kid out of the blue for no reason.
For no reason, yeah.
Whereas,
in fact, there's so many stories of him being so nice outside of camera range in a lot of different instances.
Yeah, and those will obviously never make headlines.
No.
Like, he stopped, I don't know, some guy who had a flat tire. He, like, pulled over in his limo, and this was in, like, the 90s or something, got his tire fixed, and then paid for his house. Like, legitimately.
I think I remember hearing a story like that. Yeah.
There's so much stuff like that. And then I know Kathy Lee Griffin came out a while ago and had told her story about how he went out of his way to protect her when she had her, I think, last daughter. There was a stalker who was literally like, I'm going to kill Kathy Lee Gifford.
Okay.
And
Gifford. I think you said Griffin at first. I was trying in my head. I was like, I think I know who she means. Yes, Kathy Lee Gifford. Okay.
Do we have any more meth?
Yeah, I know.
Some sort of.
That's what happens when you do, a full day.
Yeah. But she had a stalker, and her husband, what's his name, the football player?
Frank Gifford,
told Trump, and Trump put private security.
Oh,
like,
I read that.
outside of her hotel room for the Miss America pageant because she was going down there.
Yeah, and told her and her husband he was going to protect her.
But she had no idea, and then finally it started to make sense because she saw in the paper that the guy who wanted to kill her was arrested, and she didn't even know that he was after her that whole time. But Trump was making sure that she was covered.
And that he got caught.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Also, Jennifer Hudson, the singer, her family got murdered by a ex-boyfriend or something, and he housed them in Trump Towers without expecting anything in return. There's a lot of accounts like Tim Scott. This one's a light one, but Tim Scott, who's he's a black congressman, senator, and he was saying when Trump first got elected, Trump's like, "What can I do for you?" And he said, "The only thing I would say is my mom has always wanted to fly an Air Force One." And he's like, "Okay," and then he just moved on. And Tim Scott's like, "All right, I mean, that barely registered. I don't expect anything." And then 2 years later, they get a phone call. He invites the mom onto Air Force One, spends an hour talking to her. That's pretty incredible. That's, I think he's done a lot of good acts. And people act like anything he does is for the camera. I don't think that's true.
No, I don't think it's true at all.
Yeah.
And I'm a history buff, obviously. So, King David, it's leaders throughout history have been imperfect.
Yeah.
It's the ones
and he's definitely perfect. Yeah, we're not saying he's
perfect, have just so much shit in their closet. I'd rather
Yeah.
know the skeletons in his closet, which we've seen probably most of them.
Yeah.
But I don't even know how accurate some of them are.
Yeah, we've seen most of them and a bunch that probably don't even exist. That get blamed.
Something that drives me insane is when people say he's a rapist. They have no idea what they're actually talking about. And by yelling that, you're just yelling, I don't read actual articles. I just read repeated headlines because he was never found guilty at all of rape whatsoever. And what he was in was a trial among his
peers of a
civil suit. And you can't actually be found guilty of any
criminal behavior in that
civil suit.
Well, and it was also it was libel. It was that he defamed her.
And they did say he sexually assaulted her, but there's no evidence. It was literally her word against his.
He said, she said, yeah.
Yeah.
They're always he said, she said. Well, unless it's Diddy, and then it's a freak off. There's 1,000 people who witnessed.
And he still gets off.
Yeah, totally. That's
he
the crazy
gets off
thing.
in both ways.
There's actually a he said and they all said, and they're like, we'll go with his account. But yeah, the he said, she said so hard. And on the Republican side, because that was also the Kavanaugh thing, the Supreme Court justice that everyone made fun of. Matt Damon did the thing on SNL, I like beer. Because he was fighting for his life. He was literally accused of, in high school, locking a girl in a room where she thought he was going to rape her. I mean, the charge was crazy. She couldn't remember where or when it happened. There was no corroboration from friends. Yeah, that's the Trump. Anything that happened 30 years ago that's a he said, she said. And people are like, no, I know for a fact.
Yeah. And what's even more wild is that Kathy Hochul, in that span between Biden getting elected and knowing that Trump is obviously going to be running again, she changes the statute of limitations.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
And it opens up, we just happen to have somebody who has something about Donald Trump. And so we're just going to change these statute of limitations for a little while. You can come in and take your turn and do what you want.
Yeah.
And then we're going to shut it off and go back to normal. Like, how convenient is that? It's literally laws being changed to politically
alter
go
an election.
after a political opponent. It's wild, and people don't see that or think about it or know the nuance of that.
Well, and that comes back to what's happening now because George Stephanopoulos actually got in trouble. They had to pay, whatever channel he's on had to pay $16 million for defamation. And that's one that everyone agrees is legitimate. He said 9 times he's an adjudicated rapist, which he's not.
He's not.
That's complete defamation.
Right. So when people say you vote for a rapist.
That's always
no, I don't know who was on. I mean, I didn't vote for, I don't know, Biden. Was he ever accused of it?
He was. And they ran her out of the country. It was a girl who has the name of someone else, Tara Reid. Her name was Tara Reid.
You mean that actor?
No, it's just she has the same name.
God, poor Tara. Everyone named Tara.
That girl was buried. No one wanted to hear her story. I think she went on Megyn Kelly at some point, but she had the reports from the time it happened. She wasn't going back like these other people, I didn't tell anyone, but 30 years later, I want to accuse this person. When it happened, there were accounts of her trying to actually, adjudicate the situation. And they were like, oh my God, you're a whack job. Also, Biden's daughter has repeatedly said that he showered with her.
Yeah.
And he smelled kids' hair, but they're like, Trump's a pedophile.
The videos of it are wild.
It's so, yeah. And the thing, too, with the Epstein list, that, oh my God, I mean, they should release it. I mean, it's a ridiculous thing that they're not. The fact that politicians and leaders of the world and business people are pedophiles that are going to an island to bang kids, we should know what's happening.
I do think it's Trump being strategic.
Well,
and I know it's really? Is he playing 4,000D chess? And I'm I think he is.
Well, every politician hasn't released it. So there's clearly some bombs in there, but I don't think it's them. I mean, he has a clear pattern of liking women who are very fully developed. It's not
Biden.
Trump.
Oh, Trump. Oh, fully developed.
Yeah, he likes stripper looking women. He does not like kids. It's a pretty big pattern when someone likes super young. Look at Leonardo DiCaprio. It's when someone likes practically prepubescent people, and Trump he likes big fake boobs and big hair and caked on makeup.
Right.
He does not. So he's protecting someone or some people, and that's wrong. But I don't think that he was.
I don't
on
think
that
he's
island.
protecting anybody. I think he's using it as a way to get them to do what he wants them to do.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's like if he just lets it all out, then you have nothing to hold over.
Yeah, it's a bunch of chips. That could be. It's just that my theory with that stuff too, it's the JFK assassination, Martin Luther King assassination, all these files that were sealed that we're never going to, those have gone through so many administrations' hands. At this point, if there's that much stuff in there that's that shocking, it's gone by now. Someone's replaced it with something else. There's no way they keep being oh, this is crazy, we can't release that now, and put it back for someone else to maybe release. It's, the whole thing. Who knows? But the reasons they're giving for why Trump isn't releasing the list, I don't think is that he was fucking kids.
No.
Yeah.
No. And he had said previously, way before Epstein was this whole news thing, he had said, I disavow him essentially years ago.
Yeah.
Because he was being inappropriate on his property at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah. He was hitting on someone's daughter.
Yeah. And he was
something.
you're never allowed here again.
Well, and the fact that there's pictures, people love just posting the pictures.
There's a picture together.
I don't think people know how fame works.
No.
It's people just take pictures of famous people together all the time. I've seen pictures too. I don't know who I was just talking to about this. In LA, where it's pictures where I'm with a group with Michael Che and Andrew Schultz, and I'm I don't even remember that show. People take pictures all the time if you're at a party or if you're on stage or if you're famous, especially. Yeah. That's when people will pair you with anyone and take a photo.
Right.
I read this whole book on Marilyn Monroe, and they said that one person who had a photo with her had made a whole career saying that they were close to her, dishing all this info that was untrue. So in all these accounts, if anyone took this person's, accounts into play, that it was just misinformation off one picture. Because you can be oh, this was my best buddy. Here we are together. And people are oh, tell us what you know.
Right.
So, it's, yeah.
Cool. So I have an opportunity and a chance to look cool. I can Photoshop my face into some
Well, yeah, now with
pictures.
Photoshop too. I'm surprised. Remember how everyone's excuse with pedophilia used to be like when they were caught with kiddie porn? It was like, I'm researching a role. Or like remember like that singer?
The fact that there's remember when everyone was saying they were researching, like, that's too many people. Like,
That is
shouldn't
way
have
too
been
many.
remember when
It was,
thing.
this is the thing. Like, I have my computer, but I'm not quick enough to do Google checks. But yeah, it was clearly or even like Winona Ryder when she was shoplifting, it was like, oh, I was researching a role. And then it became the Photoshop thing. Like, the Prince Andrew that was caught at Epstein's Island was like, I'm clearly Photoshopped in there. But it's like his sweat was on her and his arm. It's like, I don't think anyone was that good at Photoshop at that point.
Right. It was like the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, you were there. that happened. That was creepy too. That girl who was like the person accusing everybody. First,
She didn't kill her. No,
she literally wrote ahead of time like,
I didn't kill
I
myself.
will never kill myself.
Right.
And then she narrowly escaped. She like got hit by a bus.
Right.
And made it. And then 2 weeks later killed.
Right.
It's like they have to try to hide this a little harder.
I know.
It's insane.
It's insulting.
Yeah.
Try a little harder. I know a lot of people are dumb, but
if someone
they're not
writes,
that dumb.
No, they're not that dumb. And if someone writes like, I would never kill myself, and it was like 2 years before, I'd be like, oh, they might have changed their mind since then. 2 weeks before. Like, are you kidding
Right,
me?
like what happened between
They're like, well, 3 minutes
Week
before
one.
she wrote that, but she had a real change of heart.
Yeah.
It's like,
she listened to our podcast? Was that
probably. Now we
That's
imagine that's someone's suicide note. I can't take it. If these two exist in the world,
Hoe Rogan?
I'm out.
Your entire suicide note.
I always thought, like, when people do go out, you should write something crazy in your suicide note.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like there should be something to leave behind where people are at least like, what?
Yeah. Give us a story.
Yeah, exactly. Or leave like instructions for someone to avenge you or
hints.
something, I guess.
Well, something like a treasure hunt,
yeah.
something. But I also think, if you're going out, I understand suicide. I lost my roommate. No, not roommate. I lost my co-host to suicide. So
Yeah.
you're next in line, apparently.
Yeah.
For the spot. But so
All right, if we thought that we were going to get canceled before, this is going to be it. I know. We are not making fun. Believe me.
No,
we know a lot. I know. We know an inordinate amount of people who've committed suicide just because
Yeah.
of probably
The
comedy. And
the thing is, Stevie was so cool. She would be making jokes, and I don't like
Yeah.
to put words into like her mouth.
yeah.
But she would be like, make a fucking joke about it. And
Well, that was the whole point of you guys doing a podcast.
yeah, we
was
were
like-
joking about how bad depression was.
Exactly, because that's one way to deal with it. That's a great way to deal with it is with humor.
Right. Now I have no idea where I was going with that and why I
I'm
brought
sorry,
it.
I distracted you with that. About leaving a note, treasure hunt.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know, but if it were me, I have this guilt if I don't fill people in on what's going on or what's like a surprise party. Like if someone's having a surprise party, even though it's a beautiful thing, it's a good thing. I have this weird need to let them know what's happening. I won't.
Oh, that's
but
hilarious.
I don't like cliffhangers, basically. And it's the
Do
ultimate.
not invite Kristen to your surprise party.
No, but when you commit suicide,
Oof,
it's like
the ultimate.
It's the ultimate cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Because no one's ever going to get the answer. Like on TV for
Yeah.
the episode, come back next week, to be continued, and then we'll get our answer.
Yeah.
With the suicide, there's no closure. There's nothing.
Yeah.
And I just would feel very guilty. I would make sure that was taken care of.
Although even with a no, I mean, there's never closure because everyone around. The worst part about suicide, and actually, I have no problem with suicide because if someone is that like desperate and they really want out, who am I to be like, stay for me and
Right,
for us?
right.
But those are the people who afterwards have to go through and like their mind, like, could I have done something? Is there anything? So, like, remember when Dr. Kevorkian was a really big story? Does he exist? Is that still a thing? Like, can you do assisted suicide?
You can in Canada, I think now. Like people
Okay.
are really being, I don't know, the little I've seen of it is mildly encouraged to just end it.
Well, I think that's for a lot of illnesses too. If you
Yeah.
have like a quality of life change and you don't want to stick around and be a vegetable.
But there was a story of a woman, this was probably 6 months ago or something, or maybe even longer, but she needed a wheelchair or she needed some sort of something to get her upstairs or to get her around.
Okay.
She wasn't as mobile as she could be.
She was like Roto-Rooter or death.
Yeah. But no, she was like, no, I'm waiting for like the government to
to buy her one of these
stuff that I need so I can actually like live a functional life. And they basically wrote back to her saying, well, you do have the option for suicide, basically.
Oh my God. That's what they say about Canadian healthcare, but I didn't know that was true.
Yeah.
But they're basically like, they weigh out like, well, if you're 70 and you have cancer, you can wait 10 years, and if you're still around, we'll give you treatment, or you can just end it because that's crazy.
Is Canada at all getting in on this? Is Canada at all getting in on this Sydney Sweeney stuff? Because I think
Denim is a Canadian.
She's culturally appropriating Canada with the denim tuxedo.
Yeah, that's the Canadian tux.
Right, the Canadian tux.
Totally. Maybe she is Canadian. I don't think she is.
No. I don't think so. But I haven't heard anybody from Canada getting all up in arms.
No, let's start that movement.
Yeah.
Let's get them going.
I want them mad over the initials being on SS, and I want them mad over us appropriating Canada's look.
Yeah, I think Canada's already mad at us for tariffs, too, so it shouldn't be hard to
But this is
rile
a
them
bigger
up.
deal.
Yeah, I think
this
so,
is
too.
way more important, obviously.
And that is really their only culture. It's like hockey, denim, and maple syrup.
Yeah.
I don't know
Put
much
it all
else.
together at one time. It's this puck that you can't really move well to hit, and it's stuck in the maple syrup.
Yeah, exactly. There was another thing I was going to say about the suicide. There was a story a while back about a girl who did have like a life-threatening illness, and she was like, I am going to deteriorate really quickly. So I have like 1 month. I want to do all these amazing things in 1 month, and then I'm just going to end it. And so there was this like GoFundMe, and everybody was like, oh, send her all these places, like let her do everything. And they gave her all this money. And then she didn't kill herself.
Right, yeah.
But she was like, oh, I still feel good. And people were like, go screw yourself, you awful human being. And like 2 weeks later, she did. It was just that she could hang on for a little while longer, and she got the full backlash from that. Like, that's what assholes we are as human beings.
Fucked up world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the poor girl had to go out on a low note.
I'm going, all
Jesus,
right.
all right. Yeah, there's literally
Like, don't
people with guns
let the
at their
door hit you on the way out.
They're like, I gave you $15. You deserve to die.
But
GoFundMe.
that is kind of a genius idea to get all that money and then decide to
To live.
You know what? That was actually so much fun.
Yeah, like, I'm just going to keep... Like,
I'm fighting this
until
battle.
the money ends. I'm just going to stick around. GoFundMe is one of those things, too. That was the Canadian... Wasn't that in Canada that they stopped allowing people to get
froze
GoFundMes for stuff?
Oh, well,
Or
I
was
know
it
they
just bank
froze their
accounts?
bank accounts. And I think it was in the U.S. where they stopped some GoFundMes.
Like if they were
on the
politically-
right.
Yeah, leaning.
But in Canada, they were freezing bank accounts, and it's like, it's cold in Canada, but not that cold. Like,
yeah.
come on, really? You're freezing bank accounts? That's, wow.
Let's thaw those out, Canada. Yeah, that was when Trump talked about people being debanked, and everyone laughed at it like it was a fake word, and now it's all over the news. There's debanking left and right. Yeah, but that was a big one. Does Canada, by the way, have a women's hockey team?
That's a good question.
I wonder
You
if
would
anyone
think
would
out of any
watch.
country,
Yeah.
it would be Canada.
Because what do we
but-
have? So here we have the WNBA. Do we have any other female version? We can't have like the WNFL, obviously. That would be crazy.
Oh, there's the women's soccer.
Yeah,
and
there's
the
soccer.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
been
there's
getting
soccer.
big.
And Canada does have a national hockey team for women.
Do people watch? Do they get ratings?
Yeah, I remember the last time it was a big thing because it was America versus Canada.
Oh.
But that was also,
right
like,
over
years
my
ago.
head. Okay, I was going to say I've never even heard of it.
Did they get any dildos on the ice?
That's
Imagine
exactly
just
my
a sliding
question.
dildo. Like,
They think it's the puck and it's just a dildo that they're passing around. So that story, all these dildos that have been like landing on the court of the NBA, a guy just got arrested for that.
he got arrested?
Arrested.
He should be thanked. One of those players can take that home
Yeah,
and
be
use
like,
it.
throw down enough for all of us.
I know.
Like, why just one?
Cheap bastard.
He got arrested for indecent exposure, which doesn't make any sense to me.
It's wild the things that people will get arrested for and not get arrested for.
Yeah, like that one's a
Indecent
stretch.
Exposure, but in I don't know, like the parades,
The
and
gay pride
whatever,
parade,
like,
you
you're
see
literally
literal. You can't not
dicks.
see a dick.
Yeah, no,
they're in your
they're
face.
out there everywhere.
Yeah, you have to like step
But
over them.
a dildo, something made out of rubber.
Well, and they're also maybe there was another charge that was like that it could have hurt somebody, which is if I got hit in the head with a rubber dildo, I think I would have to laugh. Like,
Well,
there's no way.
I would hope it would hurt me if it was the right size.
Otherwise, get a bigger dildo
Yeah,
to throw.
if
Like,
you don't
what,
get
what
hurt-
can anyone do with this?
Right. If you don't get hurt by a dildo, then you're not using it right.
I just don't even understand. I mean, they want ratings. That'll help. Like, if I knew at some point people were going to be throwing dildos on the floor, I might watch, actually.
It's completely true.
Yeah.
If you never knew what you were going to get watching a WNBA game, it would be way more fun. There'd be betting.
That should happen. And how many dildos? What color dildo? Who's going to get hit by the dildo?
Yeah.
Who's going to take it home?
Like DraftKings would be all over it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just all about money. People don't understand that.
Well, and at least that's someone else buying a ticket to the game to throw
Yeah.
the dildo. Every ticket counts,
Right.
as far as the WN. Because that was the whole, like, pay us what you owe us.
It's like, no, pay your viewers.
Yeah.
You owe them.
Yeah. Like that
say-
would be what you're owed because you're losing money.
Right.
So anyone who's watching deserves some of that. Like, we're the heroes.
Right. I did watch a couple minutes, and so obviously it makes me an expert on the WNBA. I did watch a couple minutes, which I'd never watched before.
Okay.
Because I'm like
Just
already
of a
miserable
game,
enough.
of
I
a
don't
random-
need to make myself more miserable
Yeah.
by watching this. So I ended up watching a couple minutes. They were obviously clips taken, not out of context, but taken intentionally because they were bad
Right.
and put together. I watched more than that. But this segment that I watched, it was like junior high
Oh,
boys.
yeah.
Not even junior high, like modified boys basketball
It's really.
of all white people. Like
Yeah.
all white boy middle-aged or white boy modified basketball ability. Like
It's what the
it was
ability is.
really bad. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't
Well, that was the
watching-
funny thing. The one clip that I saw of the dildo being thrown, I think it was like the third quarter, and the score was like 36-32. I was like, oh, God.
Oh God, so it's like their measurements.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we need to get as far away from women's measurements and the scoring
Yeah.
as possible before we demand more money from the league.
Yeah. It's a bizarre. I mean, that goes right back to the Colbert thing. The fact that people are saying that it's not a financial decision, that it's like a First Amendment freedom of speech issue. The guy's losing $40 million a year. Who thinks that they're entitled to stay on the air when you're losing? That's like him wearing the pay me what you owe me. It's like you're getting paid $20 million to lose $40 million and you're crying like a baby when they're like, we're not going to do this anymore. That is the ultimate in white privilege.
It's all
And everyone's getting behind him. Like everybody thinks, oh my God, this like guy who's made 20 million, and they have 200 employees on that show. So now he's apparently trying to get himself fired because I think he thinks it would be a good way to start a podcast. Like that would get, he's got the most eyes on him right now. So tell me that he cares about the 200 employees if he's trying to get himself fired when they have 10 months left. And tell me that the company is firing him for political reasons when they're letting him absolutely go ham on them for 10 months. They know that's going to happen. So who am I crazy? Like, what's happening?
it's just common sense doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist.
And
it's
like
wild.
numbers don't exist to people.
But it's wild how years ago you do anything to get a TV show.
Yeah.
And now people are like wanting to get fired from TV shows to do podcasts.
Yes, exactly.
It's like it used to be like shoot for the moon and land amongst like the podcasts, but now it's like shoot for the moon and like that is the podcast. Like
Well-
you want a really good podcast now.
Yeah, and because you're going to not be able to be deplatformed and you'll make more money if you have listeners. But in both the case of Stephen Colbert and Howard Stern, I would love them to start a podcast because I think it will be so apparent.
When they don't get the viewers.
Yes, they're
and the
not going to
listeners.
get the viewers. They're boring as hell. Nobody wants to be lectured. Nobody wants to be told over and over they're horrible people because they don't think exactly like those guys think. And here's the thing. Here's my problem with how those guys think. They don't actually think that way. Like, they actually think that they're doing good for the world and that they are for the little guy, and they're not. It's like the Martha's Vineyard people who are like, we're a sanctuary city because we're good people. And then they flew 50 migrants out there, and they were like, oh, my God, get them out. This is atrocious. We have no room.
No hablo. Espanol.
It's like,
The hypocrisy.
yeah, we're living in a place. If someone literally says, like, hey, I want to help migrants, I believe in them, but they're like beating them over the head with a stick. And then other people are like, hey, I believe in stricter immigration policies while they're helping somebody do something. They're like, oh, that guy who's against, open borders is a bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like,
well,
what?
painting everybody with this same brush, or painting a photo with the same brush of like evil that would have been in Nazi Germany or whatever. There's a photo of a guy who was detained by ICE, and he had a bag over his head because he was spitting on them. And so they take a photo,
And they're acting like ICE.
It's like
put a bag over his head.
This is so dehumanizing. And,
Well, that's like
guys
when
like
they
hawking
showed-
loogies onto him. What are they supposed to do?
Yeah.
And so the disingenuousness of the whole thing. It's like if they were actually putting bags over people's heads.
Yeah.
Like regular people would stand up and go, okay, that's a little
enough.
bit far, guys.
Yeah.
So to believe that that's an actual thing happening is wild to me, because you would think
The common sense.
that common sense would tell you if someone has a bag over their head, a
They're
lot of
doing
people should be
something.
mad.
Unless their behavior.
Right. Like it's not just a bag for the sake of putting a bag over a head. Like
Why would someone even? Yeah, it doesn't even make. Doesn't like it, that was when they said. Remember when they had the border control guys on horses and they said they were whipping people, and they had all these pictures and people lost their minds, and nothing of the sort was happening. Like I don't even remember what was in their hands. This one I am going to look up because it was so ridiculous to think there's people out there whipping people on horseback. Like
right.
obviously
there was
not.
that other story of the doctor that was supposedly giving hysterectomies to all of these women.
Oh yeah,
And they're going around saying he's taking, he ended up just winning a lawsuit. So that was years ago. That was like 4 years ago or something. But that story was so bogus. It's so over the top.
Yep.
Yes, this man, these women who are coming into, I don't know if it's a detention center or whatever for illegal immigrants. Yes, he's just going in and taking out all their cervixes or whatever. Like, that's so, we don't live in a movie. Like, I mean, we kind of do live in a movie. But it's so dumb. You have to say, wait a second. Is this guy really able to just take out the cervix of every woman that passes through?
and they have no idea, and it's just happening
and
in
it becomes
droves.
reality, and then
Yeah.
that's the talking point. And then this guy won millions and millions and millions of dollars because he wasn't doing hysterectomies. I think one woman was sick or something, and he had to I don't know if she had like cervical cancer
right
or something. I don't know, but
They used that one.
they
person,
took one, yeah.
and they were like,
And
"No,
like,
it did happen
he's
once."
taking it out of everybody. How does that even start? And then it makes the news, and I mean,
That's what's crazy is when
Yeah.
people pick it up and just parrot it over and over and over again, and it's like, did anyone investigate this?
basically all news is just this rolling ball of shit. It starts out as like a little turd.
Right,
And then it just rolls and rolls and rolls through more shit and more shit and more shit. And it becomes this giant cow dung boulder.
yep,
And nobody says anything like, hey, maybe that didn't start off, or maybe like no one says, no one could take a shit that big. Like, that's not possible.
No, they say the opposite. They're like, oh, clearly people are taking these giant shits of the likes we've never seen before
Right.
constantly.
Right. Assholes are so big that this is, it's like, no, just think logically. Like that
take a
got rolling,
breath.
that got steam because of everybody losing their fucking heads
Yep,
over it.
100%. And the migrant thing, yeah, it says they were definitely not whipping any illegal immigrants. There were just long reins that they were using to control their horses. So like with certain angles.
Right.
And it's funny, that's actually what you would call a cheap fake, because they're using the angles as opposed to the Biden stuff when they were
Right.
actually just showing what was happening. And they were like, oh, it's a deep fake. And people were like, no, that's
it's
actually real
not.
footage. They're like, oh, then it's a cheap fake. And it's like, that's a real stretch. But this one was. It's like, yeah, they were angling it so that it actually looked like reins were just, and people went nuts. They're like, of course, why wouldn't they be whipped? It's like humans don't whip other humans. Like that's an insane thing to think is happening.
Right.
Yeah, it's
It's mind blowing.
It's mind-blowing.
It blows a hole in my mind like Howard Stern's ass chaps have holes. Do you remember that movie? What was that movie he did?
Oh, about his life story?
Yeah, like a long time
and then
ago.
he came down as fart man.
Yeah,
So he had like the ass chaps.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but I think even then, so because I read his books and during things like the Rodney King riots, you know, and everyone's like, oh, he's so liberal. He's not like racist at all. He fully supported the police in the Rodney King riots. I mean, he took sides and he was basically like, I mean, even the OJ thing, like he did blackface. I mean, he has a history of going against or making fun of black culture in a big way, as does Joe Biden. Joe Biden was like best friends with the biggest segregationist, you know, congressman that we had. And basically at the end of his life kind of tried to defend them. Like he was like, oh, I'm not saying that they were all good guys, but they did come around at the very end. And one of the things with Strom Thurmond was, as proof, he was like, oh, he actually had a child of color. It's like he had a child of color with a maid that worked for him that was young, I think in her teens or something.
Right. And it wasn't.
It probably wasn't consensual. Like that's
he
not.
Probably didn't sweep her off her feet.
No, it doesn't sound like it. I was like, that doesn't prove someone's not a racist. I would say it proves the opposite.
Yeah. Like I'm going to take advantage of you because I can.
And that's one of those speeches. It is crazy. I'm actually going to try to cue it up for like one of our social media things because I saw it and it got like no press and it is bonkers. He says some crazy stuff in there, like he always does. But this one is really like racially.
Well, Biden.
Well,
yeah. I mean, like the racial jungle.
Oh my God! Yeah, he doesn't want his kid growing up in a racial jungle. He had a history. I mean, he's first of all a liar, a proven liar. Second of all, a proven racist. So why is he like, oh, sweet old Grandpa Joe now?
It's all based on the face and the looks. It's like, oh, he's got a little twinkle in his eye, like an old man, like a sweet grandpa. And so we can just sweep all of that stuff under the rug.
Everyone, when they get old, if Hitler made it this far, he'd probably look like a sweet old grandpa at this point. It's ridiculous.
That's a good point. But he's got that twinkle in his eye, that kind of classic look, but because he's saying the right things, he's not a bad white person.
Right.
But
his behavior throughout history has been the opposite.
It's wild to me because...
And his words.
Yeah, his character is so beyond flawed. He's the epitome of like a slimy snake. He's he'd stolen all of these speeches from people before him. He had lied about his degrees and where he
proudly while trying to belittle somebody else.
It's like it's on camera. Someone's going to be able to go back and find out that this wasn't the truth at some point.
That's where he's people are shameless because you can face them with that and they're just like,
right. And so I was trying to put together a reel for a cousin of mine when he said that Biden has good character, and I was trying to put together a reel of all of the horrific things just on camera.
You're actually giving yourself homework to like show your cousin that he's wrong. Yeah.
My computer couldn't. There was too much footage. I was like, this is too much. I can't work with all this. There's too much, and I couldn't decide this one or that one.
That's
so
hilarious.
I ended up just going, fuck it. But
I thought you were going to say the opposite. Like, my computer shut itself down. It was like, these are not searches that are okay in America anymore.
No, it was just there was so much where I was editing it. I thought maybe it would be like a minute thing. I think I was at like 9 minutes of like footage of Joe Biden being a shitbag. And I just was like, I'm exhausted. I can't.
Oh my God, he was the worst.
It's not going to even phase whoever I'm showing it to.
No, that's the thing. When faced with facts, they still will just be like, well, look at him. He looks sweet now.
Right.
Oh, God, with Clarence Thomas, and I know people hate Clarence Thomas, which is crazy to me, and they say that he doesn't have like a true black experience in America because he's successful and on the right. He grew up dirt poor, no indoor plumbing. I mean, that's the biggest
pool.
Can you imagine?
That is tragic.
Growing up that way, he didn't even summer in the Hamptons.
Oh my God!
He grew up so abjectly poor. Was raised actually like a hardcore leftist. Not even raised. He just he had like a Black Power like leftist like idea of the world when he started. And then when he got into the workforce after he graduated, he started seeing things differently. So everything about him is 100% authentic. Like the reason he thinks why he thinks, he did not have anything handed to him by any stretch. And the reason he's not for affirmative action, people are like, oh, he was a guy who used it and then closed the door behind him. he was smarter than everybody. He didn't need to use it, but everyone looked at him at that time as an affirmative action hire. And he's like, so now people think that I'm lesser than because they've put this program in place, but I'm actually smarter than all these people. And people hate him. Biden treated him like such
I saw the
and it doesn't even make
interrogation.
sense. The interrogation. And Clarence Thomas is funny when he talks about it now. They were like, what was he talking about? And he's like, it's the same as Trey. He's like, I don't even think he knows what he's talking about. Like, it's so ridiculous. And he has this really gotcha mentality. And he's talking down to him like he's lesser than. It's so
apparent.
Yes. It's disgusting.
But how do so many people not get these clips into any sort of feed of theirs? Like, I didn't search out Biden interrogating
Clarence Thomas. Yeah.
But I didn't search that out, but I've seen it.
Well, that's because our algorithm is showing us truth.
Right. But I remember seeing that, like, not on Instagram. It was, I don't know. I think I was just researching. It was a while ago.
It could have been, I mean, probably anytime there's a Supreme Court justice that has to go in front of Congress, that might come up again. I mean, that was because he was great when he was like, this is a technological lynching, essentially. Like, he spoke and he was so impassioned. And the fact that people have disagree with his politics, by all means, who cares? You're allowed to do that. But as like a person and his character, and all of the Supreme Court justices love him, and what he did as a black person growing up and segregated. I mean, it's just crazy to take that experience away from him. And it's the white people who do it. The white people are like Joy Behar will be like, oh, he hasn't lived the true black experience in the U.S. Really? You like rich white woman who has no sense of it. The fact that she's still allowed on TV is only because people hate watch her, I think.
Oh, yeah.
She's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That whole show. And they love, did you ever see the clips where they have Trump on where they're like fawning all over him?
Yeah. Because they liked him, and they do secretly
know that
don't know it. They still like him.
And they know that he's not this crazy person that everyone's made him out to be.
Right,
he's just a human being who thinks differently than they do because they've gotten so captured.
Right. How come we haven't gotten captured? Are we missing a tribal
gene? We're crazy. There must be something. We're probably part sociopath. I'm not sure exactly what it is. That's a really good question. I don't know why the people who haven't gotten captured have been able to withstand the craziness. Because it's crazy. It's like, I was just hanging out with friends and we were talking about the good and the bad things that Trump had done. And I had to like very cautiously be like, I think it's great that he doesn't allow men to compete against women. Are you guys all going to hate me? Yeah. Like, that's so crazy. And everybody was like, dude, 100%. Most of them had daughters that are like, and even like just doing gymnastics. They're like, it's unfair. It's going to morally destroy them when a guy comes along and takes all the medals. But the contact sports, like jiu-jitsu and boxing and stuff, that's okay with some people. It's insane.
Well, that one girl got brain damage from the volleyball.
And that's not even a contact sport.
No, but I saw people like making fun of her.
Of course. Of course. That's the other thing. And I know I keep coming back to this, but like with the Colbert thing, you know, one of the people supporting him is David Letterman, supposedly. And David Letterman, first of all, did the opposite because he was showing all these clips of all the times he made fun of CBS. And it's like, but you were allowed to stay on air. So what are you proving?
Making fun of CBS is a lot different than making fun of one political group over and over and over and over. And David Letterman, yes, he's kind of had not like a great rap. I think with not hiring a lot of women and
actually having affairs with women,
right? He's not a good guy. It's another
but people worship him. They put him up on this pedestal. He didn't get canceled while he was on, and he's still not. He's still like revered. So it's like Clinton. It's like all these feminists and like pro that put Clinton on a pedestal, Letterman on a pedestal, and then they hate Jay Leno, who is by all means the nicest people. He's never like Letterman used to make
the first
people.
Sydney Sweeney model, or the first the first American Eagle model.
He is the all denim king. He really is. They should have him on the next. And people will be like, "That's the anti Sydney Sweeney." Like that guy. I do really like Jay Leno, but the poor guy's not aging well. Time is not been kind. But he was the only guy right in this situation. He's like, yeah, you alienate half of your viewers you're probably not going to have a long career because the guys who were geniuses like Johnny Carson didn't do that.
Right.
And Letterman actually, besides like having the affair and not hiring women, he has this history of like really goading people who are troubled, like Lindsay Lohan. He has a really uncomfortable interview with Paris Hilton. Like, he loved making these women feel slutty and like drug addicts. And he would do a pre-interview and not tell them that he was going to ask these questions about like rehab and stuff. Like, horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. He doubled down all the time. His thing was to double down. But you can't do that and then turn around and act like you're
Mr. This great guy towards everybody.
Yeah. Does he?
I love that we both had no word for that. Mr. Decency. Yeah.
Does he still have a beard that's very long?
Oh yeah, he got that weird woodsman beard. Maybe. Why? Like, if you're going to do that and you're going to retreat from the public, I get it. But if you're going to do that and then make appearances again, it's going to be a little questionable. Right. You look like the Unabomber.
Right. Like, did he pick up Santa Claus's card and it's like he becomes Santa Claus?
That would be great if that was what he did in retirement. He's just like mall Santa Claus. And you're like, are you Letterman? That would be awesome. There's someone should do that just for fun.
Yeah. Right. Why don't they do stuff like that?
That would be amazing. Well, that's what, like, Jimmy Fallon does stuff like that, I guess, on his show. He's like, as if you're at a 6-year-old's birthday party. You know, that's his whole shtick.
Yeah. And he was obviously mauled to death in the metaphorical way by the left when he let Trump on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Looked like somewhat human.
Platformed him.
Made him look human and humanized him.
By just doing an interview.
Yeah.
Like,
but
so ridiculous.
This week, I guess he had, or I don't know if it happened already. I think it probably happened already. He had Gutfeld on as a guest.
I think that's tonight, actually.
Is that tonight?
Yeah, that's a big deal because I wonder if the ratings are going to go crazy.
Well, right. And so he's standing up to the mob in a way. And I think we're just going to start seeing dominoes topple.
I hope so, but I don't have the faith you have.
I know, that's very optimistic. That was the most optimistic thing I've ever said.
I think that really was like, who are you?
I don't know.
That was amazing.
No one's ever going to change. They're all really dumb.
No, exactly. They're all, I mean, I think he's going to try it. He's going to get, even if the ratings are crazy, he's going to get so much blowback while they're all cheering Stephen Colbert for being like this, pro-democracy, anti-fascist guy.
But it's like, there's like Lana Del Rey. She's very much on the right.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that.
She married this guy from Louisiana who is like a crocodile alligator
hunter
boat captain guy. He looks
nice.
He looks like
Letterman with his beard.
He doesn't look that classy. No, he's like not
like super like one of the Duck Dynasty guys, like
looks
full Willie Nelson style. That's amazing.
Yeah. And people don't totally flip out on her because she's cooler, has that like they're there. These people are there.
Yeah.
And then there's also who was it? It was just on the top of my head.
Someone else on the right.
Yeah.
Girl. Ooh, let's see if I can guess. Like there's so few. I should be able to.
Oh no. This wasn't it.
Okay.
This was an anecdote of Billie Eilish recently. She got in trouble because it's funny when like they're just like eating each other.
It is. They're cannibalizing each other.
Yeah.
Because they won't allow anybody to say anything if it's not 100% in line with them.
Right. But she did have fans stepping forward, and it's like, well, of course, because she always says the right thing. So they're letting her kind of slide, but some people weren't because she was in Ireland doing a show, and she's Irish. And she said, it's so nice to be like basically with my people and like with everybody who looks like me. Like, and everyone's as pale as I am.
Which is like trying to be self-deprecating, actually.
Yeah, it's not like...
But people are like, she's a Nazi.
People interpret things the way a paranoid, angry wife interprets things her husband does or says.
Yeah.
Like, it's always the bad interpretation. Or
the
he
lowest
meant that I
comment,
looked fat.
yes.
Yeah. When it's like, can we give people the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah. And also, if anybody else said, that's a big thing with representation. If anyone else went on, if Lizzo went on, and it was, somewhere where it was everyone who was like big black girls. And was like, it's so nice to be somewhere where everyone looks like me. People would be like, you're my hero.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know why everyone's not allowed to have that idea.
Right. I know. I used to do a bit about, which I shouldn't. It's so stupid to bring up. But when I first moved to LA, I lived in a neighborhood that was primarily black.
Yeah.
It just was. And the Starbucks I would go to, no white people in there. And so I got a taste of the reverse of like how awkward it might be to walk into a room. Like I was seeing it from a black person's perspective. If I was black and walked into a room of all white people, I get it. I would maybe be like, ooh, it's a little, doesn't feel great. But I was the white girl walking into a room of all black people, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, no, I get it. Like I kind of get it.
Yeah.
But it would, like the piano would stop playing almost. It was like,
oh yeah,
who is this? And
that's hilarious.
Tried to go overboard. Of
you
like,
aren't from around here, are you? Like,
right. How'd you blow in through that, like, I don't know, tumbleweed down the, whatever.
Yeah, Dorothy, you're not in Kansas anymore.
But it's like, obviously I'm not going to go, hey guys, I know I'm the only white person in here. But everybody notices the quote unquote white elephant in the room. It's not always white, but in this case it is. But people notice the elephants in the room. And calling it out makes people more comfortable.
Yeah.
Like if someone's like, hey, whitey, I'd be like, what's up?
See, that's my experience because I live in Harlem. When I moved there, I was one of the only white people. And literally everyone was like, yo, blondie, hey, whitey, everything, yo, white chocolate.
Right. So if we pretend that things don't exist when they exist, this is when the tension builds. This is when it gets weird and like people get angry.
Right. Descriptive characteristics are no longer allowed. Like you're not allowed to if there was, I remember one time there was a black boxer fighting a white boxer and I had to keep being like, so the guy in the red shorts,
right.
Like you couldn't,
well,
it's crazy.
When you go to a store and like someone like helps you.
Yeah.
And they're like, who helped you? They never tell you their name. And you're put in this position.
Can't describe. You're like, oh.
The one with the longer shirt that's
got, I think, maybe she got some sun.
Definitely not. I didn't notice the color of the skin.
But
I didn't see it.
Like, all right, I just won't let her get her commission.
Exactly. And that's the worst.
Exactly.
So to pretend you don't know who it is because you're afraid to say, oh, it was that girl over there. And they're like, well, which one? The black girl.
Yeah.
You're afraid to say that. You steal her commission. That's the wrong move.
Exactly.
Everyone's just a pussy.
Everyone's a pussy. And it doesn't make any sense anymore. It
doesn't help anybody.
Not at all. Like, even things that are not allowed to be said, like things that are slurs now, like, I just don't understand certain things that aren't allowed. It's like, why, like, all the things that change. Now, of course, I'm not going to be able to come up with an example of anything, but, like, the words that constantly change, I don't know what makes them offensive. Like, when was it black person versus person of color? Or it's like, why is one okay and the other's not? It's a crazy, like, thing to keep track of.
Yeah, everything's relative to.
And intent doesn't matter. It's just the words. Like, if you just make a mistake, same especially with, like, the trans thing, if you misgender somebody, it's like literally you get put on, trial for death. It's crazy.
Yeah, I people, in my opinion, give meaning to words, or like people give so much meaning to words when they don't really mean that much.
Yeah.
Like,
it used to be sticks and stones can break your bones, but words will never hurt you.
Right.
Now words are violence.
Yeah. And then actual violence isn't violence.
No, that's the funniest part. Like, if you claim that you got, you deserve it, I guess, if you're a certain person of a certain, like, color or a certain political belief, you deserve the violence.
Yeah.
But if you call someone a word, then you deserve to die.
It's wild.
It's so backwards. It's crazy. Yeah, it gives so much more power to words than have ever been before and makes them so divisive. It's like growing up, and even now you go out on the streets and it's like people really get along. I still live in Harlem. I'm still the minority. It's mostly Spanish, actually, but it's, not a lot of white people, and everyone gets along and people kind of know each other and they say hi and everything is fine. But if you watch the news, everyone's literally killing each other on the streets. Oh, you know what is happening on my block, though? You were talking about the bag over their head. I've seen 3 times now people smoking crack with, like, a giant, like, those, like, Whole Foods reusable bags that are this big? Yeah, so they have, like, a lot of space for their...
And it's just them?
Just one person, yeah.
How big is their head?
No, I think they're doing it to get a full, like, use of, well,
it's more smoke.
I guess maybe they're fishbowling it in there. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, they could just use a regular, like, CVS
I would
bag,
think a
actually.
smaller bag, the more potent.
Yeah.
But
I
you know
think
they're
that-
making the plastic bags hard to get, so you might the only option is
Well,
the
this
big
is
Whole Foods
reusable.
bag.
They are being environmentally sound with their crack smoking. It is
Incredible.
full force back though. Like after the pandemic, they really stopped policing my neighborhood, and crack came back in a big way. Like just on the street, like by my car, there's a person like bending down smoking crack, and they had a toilet seat like covering them, and I had to be like, can you just move and smoke crack a little further to the left?
Usually the toilet has a different kind of crack in it.
Exactly. She was like, I need to keep the crack theme going. Yeah, crack smokers are innovative. They find ways they think they're hiding, but I was like, that toilet seat is not doing much for you, sweetie.
Why are crackheads so likable?
I mean, they're just looking for more crack. They're really not harming anyone.
Are they likable, or is that something that I'm imagining?
They are.
That sounds likable.
Because literally every time I pass them, I'm like, oh, they're always like, hey, sweetie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're not.
Sitting in a toilet, like, I mean, it's
And it is funny. Yeah, you find like whatever you can grab to cover yourself. You have a washing machine door, toilet seat, a Whole Foods bag. You've got to be like, all right, well, you're giving it a shot.
Yeah.
You are in the open. You think you're not.
yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Where to go from crack?
Crack is the apex.
Yeah.
That's like the best that we can.
Oh, the one time I did get like actually reverse discriminated against, I guess, was in LA. Do you remember the club called the J Spot?
Mm-hmm.
So the guy who ran it